Welcome to LIVINGWISE Global. In today's video, we're answering one of the most important questions of 2025. How much does it really cost to live in America? For young professionals, families, students, and even people planning to retire, the cost of living is the #1 factor that shapes their lives. Prices for housing, food, transportation, and healthcare are rising, but not the same everywhere. Living in San Francisco is very different from living in Dallas, and living in New York is completely different from living in Minnesota. In this video, we will break down the cost of living in America in 2025. We will cover housing, transportation, food, healthcare, taxes, and entertainment. We will also compare how much you need to earn in different states to live comfortably. Stay until the end, because I will also share the most expensive places in America, the most affordable states, and practical tips to save money while living in the US. This is not just a video for Americans, but also for people around the world who are curious about how life in the United States really looks in 2025. When we talk about cost of living, we use a measure called the Cost of Living Index. This number compares how expensive or affordable a city is compared to the national average. For example, if a city has a cost of living index of 120, it means it is 20% more expensive than the national average. If it is 90, it means it is 10% cheaper. But numbers don't tell the full story. We need to look at housing costs, rent, mortgage, utilities, and property taxes, transportation, car ownership, gas, insurance, and public transport, food, grocery bills, dining out, and regional food prices, healthcare, insurance, hospital visits, and medicine costs, taxes, income tax, state tax, and sales tax, entertainment and lifestyle, internet, gym, restaurants, movies, concerts, and travel. Now let's break down each category in detail. Housing costs. Housing is the biggest expense in America. In 2025, the median home price in the United States is around $420,000. The median rent for a one-bedroom apartment nationwide is about $1,550 per month, but housing costs vary massively depending on where you live. In San Francisco, the average one-bedroom apartment costs over $3,200 per month. In New York City, it is about $3,000. Compare that to places like Houston, Texas, where the same apartment averages $1,400, or in Cleveland, Ohio, where you might pay only $1,000. Even utilities vary. In Arizona, where summers are hot, electricity bills can reach $300 per month. In cooler states like Washington, the average may be closer to $150. This is why housing is the #1 factor in whether a city feels affordable or expensive. For example, a salary of $70,000 in Texas can go much further than the same salary in California. Transportation costs. The second major cost is transportation. In most of America, people need cars to get around. The average monthly car payment in 2025 is about $725 for new cars and $525 for used cars. Add car insurance, which is around $150 a month on average, and gas, which costs between $3.20 and $4.50 per gallon, depending on the state. This means many Americans spend between $800 and $1,200 per month just on transportation. But in cities with strong public transportation like New York, Boston, or Chicago, many people do not own cars. Instead, they pay around $130 a month for unlimited metro or bus passes. For young professionals, this can be a huge saving. Healthcare costs. Healthcare is one of the most expensive parts of living in America. In 2025, the average monthly premium for health insurance is about $540 for individuals. Families pay more than $1,500 per month. A visit to the doctor can cost between $100 and $250 without insurance. Emergency room visits can cost thousands. Medicine prices are also higher than in most other countries. This is why healthcare is often the biggest financial challenge for young professionals and families in the United States.
Taxes. Taxes are one of the most important factors in the cost of living in America. In the United States, you don't just pay federal income tax. You may also pay state income tax, city taxes, and sales tax. Let's start with federal income tax. This is the same no matter where you live in the U.S. For example, in 2025, someone earning $60,000 a year will likely pay around 12 to 15% of their income in federal tax after deductions. But then comes state tax, and here is where things change dramatically. Some states, like Texas, Florida, Nevada, Tennessee, and South Dakota, have no state income tax. This means if you earn $70,000 in Texas, you keep more of your money compared to someone earning the same amount in California, where the state income tax rate can reach up to 13.3%. Imagine this. Two engineers, both earning $80,000 a year. One lives in Austin, Texas. The other lives in San Francisco, California. After federal and state taxes, the person in Texas takes home about $10,000 more per year. That is nearly an entire month's salary difference. Then we have sales tax. Every time you buy groceries, clothes, or electronics, you pay a percentage extra. The national average sales tax is around 7%, but in states like Louisiana and Tennessee, it can be over 9%. In Delaware, there is zero sales tax. That means if you buy a $1,000 laptop in Delaware, you pay exactly $1,000. But in Tennessee, that same laptop could cost you $1,090. Property taxes are also a big deal. In states like New Jersey, property taxes average over 2% of the home value every year. On a $400,000 home, that's $8,000 annually. In Hawaii, property taxes are below 0.3%, making them some of the lowest in the nation. So when you think about taxes, it's not just what you earn, but also where you live that shapes your true cost of living. Entertainment and lifestyle. Life is not only about working and paying bills. Americans also spend a big portion of their income on entertainment and lifestyle. The average American household spends about $2,900 per year on entertainment in 2025. This includes streaming services, movies, concerts, vacations, sports events, and hobbies. Let's break this down. Streaming services like Netflix, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime average about $15 per month each. Many households subscribe to 3 or more platforms, which adds up to $50 or more per month. Going to the movies? A single ticket is around $14, but in cities like New York or Los Angeles, it can reach $20 for premium screens. Vacations are another big lifestyle cost. A domestic trip, including flights and hotels, averages $1,000 per person. International trips often cost double. This is why many Americans carefully budget vacations and travel only once or twice a year. Regional differences also matter. In Las Vegas, nightlife and entertainment are huge, and people spend more. In rural states like Idaho or Wyoming, entertainment costs are much lower, with more focus on outdoor activities like hiking or camping. So, lifestyle spending in America can range anywhere from $200 a month for minimalists to over $1,000 a month for people living in major metro areas with active social lives. Most expensive places in 2025. Now, let's talk about the most expensive places to live in America in 2025. At the very top, we have San Francisco, California. The cost of living index here is nearly 80% above the national average. Housing is the biggest driver, with median home prices well over $1.2 million and average rents above $3,200 for a one-bedroom apartment. Add in high taxes, expensive groceries, and pricey restaurants, and it's easy to see why San Francisco is consistently ranked the most expensive city in America. Next is New York City. Manhattan rent is legendary. A one-bedroom averages $3,000, and in prime areas it can be double that. Even groceries are higher. Milk, eggs, and bread can cost 20 to 30% more than the national average. Transportation is cheaper because of the subway, but overall, living in New York requires a high income. Honolulu, Hawaii is another expensive place. Here, the challenge is not just housing, but also imports. Nearly all food and products are shipped by boat or plane, making basic items cost far more. Gasoline is among the most expensive in the country. Los Angeles and San Jose, California also make the list. High housing costs, heavy traffic that increases transportation spending, and a high cost of services make them challenging for middle-class families. In these cities, earning $100,000 a year may still feel like struggling to get by. Most affordable places in 2025. Now let's switch to the most affordable states to live in America in 2025. At number 1, Mississippi. The cost of living here is nearly 16% below the national average. A one-bedroom apartment rents for about $850, and groceries are far cheaper than in big coastal states. Salaries are lower, but so are expenses. Arkansas is another affordable state. Here you can buy a decent home for around $180,000. Utility costs are moderate, and groceries are about 10% below the U.S. average. Oklahoma also stands out. Housing is very affordable, and the average rent for a two-bedroom apartment is under $1,100. Many young families are moving here because they can own a home much earlier in life. Kansas offers low housing prices and relatively affordable health care. The average mortgage payment is one of the lowest in the country, making it attractive for middle-income earners. Finally, Alabama. With housing costs nearly 30% below the national average and moderate taxes, it's one of the best places for retirees and families looking for affordable living. However, these states also have fewer high-paying jobs compared to major metro areas, so many people have to balance affordability with career opportunities. So, what does the cost of living in America look like in 2025? The answer is, it depends. If you live in California, Hawaii, or New York, you may need six figures just to live comfortably. But if you live in Mississippi, Arkansas, or Oklahoma, you may live comfortably on half that amount. Housing remains the largest cost, followed by transportation, food, healthcare, and taxes. Lifestyle and entertainment add variety, but they also add expenses. The key to living well in America is choosing a location that matches your income, career, and lifestyle goals. Thank you for watching LivingWise Global. In this video, we explored the cost of living in America in 2025, from the most expensive cities to the most affordable states. I hope this guide helps you make smarter decisions about where and how to live in the United States. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to LivingWise Global for more deep dives into cities, states, and countries around the world. Tell us in the comments, which state or city do you think offers the best value in 2025? And stay tuned, because in our next video, we will look at the best states in America with no income tax. Until then, this is LivingWise Global, reminding you to explore, compare, and live wise.